Hello and welcome to Americans Learn. My name is Lauren and today I am going to finally take a look at the Rivers a cappella version from Epica. So I've listened to the song before and I really liked it. I thought it was gorgeous. So I'm excited and everyone has told me that the a cappella version is absolutely stunning. So it's from the Omega Alive concert, I suppose. And I'm so excited. I've heard such good things about this song, and specifically this version of this song. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I'm going to pull up the lyrics on the side so that I just in case. Because again, sometimes I'm bad at hearing them. Even though, like I said, I have listened to this song before. It's been a while. Okay, so I am set. I hope you are set, and I hope y'all are ready for a treat. Let us begin. It does feel like you're in a dream.
Become one with imagination. No more fairy tales. Our souls will unite together. We will lift the veil. Your touch has turned to stone. No fire in your bones. It's time to leave the past behind. The road is never ending. All dreams will start ascending beyond the boundaries of the mind. Break loose from the chains. Rise above the waves. Fighting in the darkness. Dancing in the light. Break out of your cage. Turn another page. Drowning in the river. Swim against the tide of love. Holding tight to the ever after. Living for a sight. To survive raging storms together through the eye of time. The eye shows no reflection, no dreams without inception, exist within oceans of time. Break loose from the chains, rise above the waves, fighting in the darkness, dancing in the light. Break out of your cage, turn another page, drowning in the river, swim against the tide of light.
It's actual literal chills.
The coil in which we're living is no more than a prison. The scheme of life became deranged. shine. Break loose from the chains, rise above the waves, fighting in the darkness, dancing in the light. Break out of your cage, turn another page, drowning in the river, swim against the tide of love.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay, so we are going to listen to that again. I wanted to get it. I wanted to listen to the whole thing. And then now I can go back and I have comments. I've got things I want to say because again, that's like pretty different. It feels different than the other version with the like intense music. So like, but it's no less intense, which an acapella when it's done right is just it can be so spine tingling. It's so good. Okay. So again, we're starting out with kind of again whenever there's a chorus like this though, it almost always feels like gothic or churchy in a kind of way. And like of course with all like the fog machines and the people just sort of standing just dressed in black with just like the top lights coming down and like maybe like there's a little bit of side lighting, I think. But it gives them a really, really spooky, ethereal look, and I just love the setup to start. And I think all of them are wearing a chain around their neck, which of course just, you know, adds to the symbology. Like it kind of looks like all of them are wearing like some kind of chain or the same necklace. There's keys. They all have keys, maybe. I think that's a key. It's kind of difficult for me to tell, but again, you know, they're going to break loose. They've got the key to freedom. See, what is... Yeah, that's a key, right? Or it's just hard to tell. I think it's skeleton key. And I just like what the guys are doing back there, that just the low and it's just it just sort of ebbs and flows. And I always hated being the ooh or the ah person when I did a cappella, because I was an alto in my a cappella group. But it is, when you listen to the whole thing, you all can accept how important it is to have those like backing filler stuff. Like it really, because I was alto too, like even. So like I was singing all of the lower parts of the alto songs, which was hilarious because in the actual chorus class, I was a first soprano. So I was just like, the opposite ends of my range when I was doing that. But it makes her like clear tone just layer in so nicely, and it does feel like she is an angel or some kind of ethereal being just over these like deep notes that just give me chills. Like right now it's the oohs and the ahs that are like making me have goosebumps. Also, that's interesting, like the actual lyric is become one with imagination, no more fairy tales, which you'd think that, like, you know, fairy tales come from the imagination. So if there's no more fairy tales, you're becoming one with imagination, you're bringing your fairy tale to reality.
Our souls will unite together. We will lift the veil.
Like, I guess what? Like, lift the veil of unreality, or we'll lift the veil of, like, what's actually true, what we can find together.
Your touch has turned to stone, no fire in your bones.
Okay.
It's time to leave the past behind.
So also, I think that I've done a lot of lyric analysis on this before, but now I'm listening to it again for several times now. I literally put this song on the other day at work. Like, not this version of it, but I did put this song on. But it's interesting. It's like, your touch has turned to stone, no fire in your bones. It feels like, you know, the relationship has reached an end of some kind of thing, you know? It's like, we need to, like, the past is in the past, the road goes on ahead, but we've lost the passion for, like, whatever it was we had. Like, because those are, you know, fire in your bones, that is a often romantic trope, that it's like there's a passion, there's a spark, but your touch has turned to stone, it's cold, it's unyielding, you know, it's there's no give there anymore.
The road is never ending, all dreams will start ascending beyond the boundaries of the mind. Break loose from the chains, rise.
And I love that, like, mix that she's doing right there, because it's not really a belt, but it's also, it's like not quite chest or head voice. Like, that's a really beautiful mix that she does.
Of the waves, fighting in the darkness.
There's the belt.
Dancing in the light. Break out of your cage. Turn another page. Drowning in the river. Swim against the tide of life.
And I love that, like, this chorus just goes through, like, it's this huge swell of music. But then when she's talking about swim against the tide, it gets quiet again. I just think that's a really cool juxtaposition. And that just is interesting musically for me. And, like, the difference, the women and the men in the background singing, like, they're different, echoing each other, but also singing something slightly different, and it bounces back and forth. It's just like, you know, you don't have to imagine, like, waves crashing on rocks, but you can kind of see it, you know, like the words and the music and, like, the way that they're doing that does give that sort of push, you know. That's what I'm imagining anyway.
Holding tight to the ever after, living for a sign. To survive raging storms together through the eye of time.
Oh, that's interesting too. The eye of time, because, like, you know, you talk about the hurricanes, the eye of the storm, where we are surviving this together. Time is the eye. Time is, like, essentially the calm. You know, just in that it will happen, and potentially through just time itself, things, we can get through this together. That's an interesting thought. But then it goes, the eye shows no reflection, so it goes back into the eye, like, different eye imagery. No reflection, dead eye. It's a dead eye, like, because that's the only reason that your eyes don't reflect something.
The eye shows no reflection, no dreams without inception, exist within oceans of time. Break loose from the chains, rise above the waves.
That's the one that gives me the chills the most, like that bit right there, when the chorus joins in.
Rise above the waves, break loose from the chains, rise above the waves, fighting in the darkness, dancing in the light. Break out of your cage, turn another page, drowning in the river, swim against the tide of life.
And now it's just like, it's smooth, it's slow sailing again, like you're just drifting. You're not, it's not a fight anymore necessarily. Like, I love it when the chorus just ebbs in there. interesting because it's like my lyric over here says the scheme of life, but it also kind of sounds like the game of life. Also, in like, you know, the coil in which we're living, you know, the mortal coil. I've never understood exactly what it meant, like why the what's coil. So like that is a metaphor that it's like I know that it's called the mortal coil, but I've never understood why it's called that. So if you know, tell me in the comments. But it is, you know, it's a prison. You know, we're trapped in it, and like this game, and like it's interesting, either scheme or game, whichever you hear, of life became deranged. Like again, that harkens back to like the beginning of the song where she was like everything that was everything seems to have like just died out. Like there's no passion anymore.
Dark clouds with silver lining, attain the mysteries of channel and shine. Break loose from the chains, rise above the waves, fighting in the darkness, dancing in the light. Break out of your cage, turn another page, drowning in the river, swim against the tide.
Ooh, there it goes. See, like, and again, it's interesting because this one at the end, she stays up, but she keeps the energy up at the end in the drowning in the river, swim against the tide of life, because that's been quiet every other chorus, and now it's like building and building and building. It's like ready to happen. We're ready to break free.
Of love.
Interesting too to have the last word be chains too, like because you're, you know, break loose from those chains, we can do it. Anyway, that was gorgeous. So I mean, everyone told me it was gorgeous, so, and it was. And again, I've done this song before, and I mean, I'm glad that I did it this way, where I listened to it just straight through, just the a cappella version, and then went back and tried to listen to it a second time. I think that does really help get it in your brain. So I hope you enjoyed, and just, you know, keep letting me know what to react to next, and I will see you all in the next video.